Because I like everything to be about me, I'll tell two stories about the Phoenician scheme.
Okay, that's good.
In kind of following your movements, I learned that you were going to be, you had secured a part in Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So I was very excited because I thought this means my good friend Richard will be coming to the United States to be part of what I think will be a very successful commercial remake, Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap. And then I heard that, in fact, you were maybe not going to be in that movie.
Yeah.
Because, and I put this together, you had taken a part in the Phoenician scheme with Wes Anderson, which would be filming somewhat in Berlin, correct?
Yes, I think I was going, basically I was going to do both, but then with, maybe it's a writer's strike, just they started to be...
it was the pandemic.
Yes, I think it was that they ended up being at the same time, and I said
now, do you
yes
regret not being in This Is Spinal Tap Part 2 or whatever it is?
I would, I mean, yes, but...
what was the part, Richard?
Well, that would, it seems bad because what it would say is that someone else shouldn't have had it, which is not the case. But it was a part. But I'd said yes to Wes before, and I felt on a, it wouldn't be right. I also,
It's a conflict, is what it turned out to be.
That's the way to say it with words.
Okay, so now I'm confident that Richard is going to be in Berlin for, was the whole thing shot there or just part of it?
Yeah, all there.
So I find out from talking to another friend of mine, a bit of a kindred spirit, Bill Murray.
Yes.
That Bill Murray is also going to be in the Wes Anderson movie in Berlin. So I say to Bill, I want to be in the movie. Because in my dreams, me, Bill Murray, and Richard Ayoade, how can that not be a moment for the rest of your life? So I said to Bill, can you talk to your buddy Wes just to get me in the movie?
Yeah, and you.
By the way, this is how I get work now these days.
Well, you would have been very good because there are many scenes in heaven, and you would.
I could have had the God part.
You were right in there.
But I said to Bill, I don't want lines. I don't want to be a problem. I don't even want a dressing room. I want no makeup. I just want to be. Who is that? That's all I wanted, to be that guy. Because it would get me there with you. I'd love to see you work on this film with Bill. It would be great. And then my wife, my dear wife, has the ill fortune of being stricken with Meniere's disease. Yeah, it's god-awful. It's uncontrolled spasms of disequilibrium and vertigo. And yes, she's okay now, she's stabilized now, but geez, I resented that. So I don't get to be in the movie with my good friends Bill Murray and Richard Ayoade. I'm sick about that. But could I have done that?
Yeah, I think in the, especially as I say, in the heaven scenes, what's the problem?
Run down some of the other people that were in that film.
Okay, Tom Hanks was in it. Scarlett Johansson was in it. Hope Davis was in it. Riz Ahmed, Benicio del Toro, Mia Trippleton. Wow. Who else? Michael Cera.
I think I'm just now thinking of perhaps my favorite line in the entire movie, help yourself to a grenade. Does that ring a bell?
Help yourself to a hand grenade.
Help yourself to a hand grenade, yes. And then the other thing, and I like this because it makes me look good, is the Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition. Just explodes over one of these scenes in this where a trial is taking place or something.
Yeah. I mean, what
I'm
can
right
you say
there,
about
right?
Wes? Yeah, I mean, I think it's, I understand your anger to your wife.
Let's talk about what I know about you is your mother is was from Norway.
Yes.
Your father, Nigerian.
Yes. When N comes up in the Olympics, it was exciting.
Tell me about that. How did they meet, and then let's go from there.
Okay. Well, my dad.
What was his name?
He was called Laide. That's in his Nigerian name, but Lloyd in England, because too many syllables. I mean, the last name is a syllabic pile-up as it is. Too many vowels. It's all vowels basically. There's one consonant in there. It's a very risky game of hangman. But he studied electronics at the University of Baden, and
I'm sorry.
Yes.
From Nigeria to England, how?
Yes.
What transpired there?
Well, yeah, he studied in England as well briefly, and then came back to England later, and he became a TV repairman, and in a series of events that sound somewhat like the prologue to an erotic drama, he met my mum fixing her TV. It always sounds like, I don't know, I don't want to dwell on it. She was from Norway. She was in London. She worked in a rug shop. They sold rugs. It wasn't like a wig shop. They sold rugs. And yeah, that's how they met. As to
how old were they? Do you know when they got together?
They weren't that young. Mm-hmm. My dad was 45 when I was born. So, you know, it was late times. I think kind of 30s he was. Yeah, they were in their 30s.
When you were born and knowing of your parents the way kids know of their parents, I heard you talking on a podcast somewhere, somehow, that when your father was born in Nigeria, he was marked on his face with tribal markings.
Yes, on each one of his cheeks, he has 4 deep tribal marks that were made. And,
at his birth?
At his birth, and his father didn't want him to have them. I think he was one of the last people to have. The practice was dying out because, you know, painful. And one of the things that they did is that they would put salt in the knife marks to stop it healing, so that the marks are nice and wide.
To encourage the scarring.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, you know, he registered visually, and it was strong. And I didn't really notice.
Symbolically, what did they represent?
Well, it was supposed, it's just that you're the eldest. It was some kind of, here's the other thing. My dad, when I was 6, sorry, I interrupted you when I was speaking. That's how good my social skills are. Can you just wait while I keep on saying the thing I'm already saying? So when I was 6, because it's all viewed through my own lens, my dad had a very bad stroke. And so for about 6 months, he reverted to only speaking Yoruba, which my mum, as a Norwegian, only had smatterings of Yoruba from the syllabus. No, she had no Yoruba.
Yes, but this is the native language of Nigeria.
Yes, one of the, yeah.
Of the whole country, or just a tribe?
Just his tribe. Where he was. And so thereafter, every story he told could be false. In a sense, like there were sort of lacunae. But his whole thing was that it was a kind of like a tribal mark of a kind of leader. But if you meet Nigerians, a lot of them are tribal leaders.
This thing about at 6 years old, your father has a disabling stroke.
Yes.
Did you know what had happened to him at 6?
I can't remember really before it. I don't have any recollection, other than apparently when he was in hospital, he was in a ward, and whoever was nearest the door was who was going to die next, because then they could just wheel them out. And he found himself getting too near to the door, so he just took his IV out and left. It's quite a good scene before the second act reversal.
And recovered at home?
No, he never recovered. But no, he did kind of recover.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well,
it was very sketchy within our, because there's only 3 of us in our, or they're dead now. And I'm an only child, as if that needed saying. But I'm from a big family where we chat all the time. We make people comfortable and cook and, yeah.
But now, how old were you when your father did die?
I was 32.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that was okay.
Yeah, yes.
But he had a number of strokes after that.
Oh,
so there was a lot of, yeah.
So your TV always in tip-top shape, though?
Very good. He could fix TVs well and videos, and we had a TV in every house.
Wow.
Room, not every house. We had one house. Sorry, that's the Kardashians.
Okay, now, and your mother, I also under the impression, I heard you reference this medically, that both your father and your mother had kidney transplants.
That's right. We have a great genes in our family, healthy, long-living types. So yes, they both did have kidney transplants.
And it was different circumstances, or is it always a kidney transplant the same circumstance?
Different causes, but same trajectories of. It's hard having a kidney transplant with strokes, but yes, similar kind of things.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the donors, do we know who they were?
We're really going for laughs here. Motorcycle accidents.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Richard, of the two, or perhaps both, funny parent, which one or both?
Well, in terms of funniness, I don't know. They weren't straightforwardly that interested in humour. My dad's main interest was in lowering the heating bill. But my mum was very generous in laughing, as in she would sort of laugh at most things, and so that was something that I enjoyed. But they weren't they weren't people who made jokes very much.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to now prevail upon you to tell what I believe for you is an oft-told story.
Okay.
Birthday party, dinner out at a restaurant.
Okay, yes.
What birthday is it?
Well, I'd say this is about my 10th birthday.
Yep.
And there's we lived in a place called Martlesham Heath in Ipswich, which is essentially used to be just to house people who worked at a large BT, British Telecom, centre. And it was as romantic as it sounds.
Is it like a company community?
It's a kind of communications, and it was a kind of a new build satellite kind of village. And there was a restaurant there, a fast food restaurant, Happy Eater. It's not. Are you aware of Happy Eater? No, you're not aware of Happy. Happy Eater had a sign which was like a Pac-Man with someone just pointing, so the sign looked like bulimia.
And this is where you wanted to have your birthday?
Of course, this was where I wanted to. So it was just the 3 of us. So my friend and I decided we'd go. But my dad just didn't really believe in restaurants. As far as he was concerned, you only come to the table when the food is already there. That is why you go to the table.
Eat dinner.
Otherwise, it's a speculative visit. And so when we went to the Happy and we ordered the food, which again was somewhat distressing, he couldn't believe it was taking so long. He just was like, it should be here.
The waiter, the waitress comes, you select your items, depart, and now your father starts to get anxious.
He's, well, more than anxious, he's livid. that he's being, one, that they called him to the table before the food was there, and now that it was taking, and there's no sense of how long this could take.
Yeah.
They didn't say it will be 7 minutes. It's just like until it was ready.
And what is the mood at the table then, the three of you?
It's fraught.
Yeah.
And so he then just leaves. He just leaves and, crosses the A12, which is 6 lanes of traffic each way. And we go home. But it was good because in a way I decided, there's no need to eat out. And we went home, and there was indeed food in our house that we could eat. And we did that. And that was the last time we went to a restaurant together.
Really?
Ever, yeah.
Whoa.
But he just didn't, but he was quite like that.
As a kid, are you heartsick? Are you tearful? Are you angry? What goes on when, okay, Dad's gone, we're going home?
It seemed hugely consistent with his behavior. And it was really, it seemed unlikely that this was going to go well from the start. It was, again, very near the road, so it's hard to hear a lot of what was being said. But, it was just accepted. And I think one of the things with being an only child is that there's no other child who you can kind of check in with. So everything just seems normal. You just go, well, obviously we're going to leave because the food isn't ready. And actually, maybe feedback to your management that your business model's broken.
You in college, they refer to it at college as college in England, right?
Yes, yeah. Kind of.
But there's some mix-up.
There's a mix-up.
The thing.
The university I went to had a collegiate kind of system.
Right.
So they would say,
and
yes.
Tell people where you attended university.
I went to Cambridge to do law, which has panned out.
And completed your studies as a, excuse the expression, barrister?
No, I didn't qualify. I just did law, and I think.
What's a barrister?
A barrister makes coffee.
I think that's a barista.
It's a 3-year training.
3-year training to make coffee.
I'm one of the best in Britain.
Yeah.
But it's blurred a bit, but they're legal advocates who can go to the bar and in certain cases in front of a judge in a court system where solicitors often more
were your parents alive when you attended Cambridge?
They were alive.
But thrilled? Were they thrilled? It's a big deal to go to Cambridge.
They were thrilled,
right?
and equally thrilled when they found out I wasn't going to do law and was going to enter the lucrative profession of fringe comedy. Yeah.
But you hear this quite a lot. I hear this among peers and younger people and people like you. That's when your comedy coalesced. Is that accurate for you?
Well, you see, I was at college with John Oliver.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, now you're interested. Okay, so something could have come from this. And he was immediately very funny, just the same as he is now, just fully formed. And I was not, so I viewed my role as being a staff writer for John, really. And we did comedy together, and we were a double act for
what kind of thing? Hey, what are you doing? The girls will be here. Was it that sort of thing, or?
That was our opening number. It was that. How did you know? You've really done your research. Yeah. It was that. Well, I wouldn't say it had coalesced. It was we were in a comedy club called Footlights, which had a very glittering and storied lineage of great people.
Connected to the university?
Yeah, Peter Cook was in it, and half of Monty Python, and Stephen Fry, Hugh Laurie, luminaries, and then there was us. And we, put it this way, no one else wanted to be in Footlights when we were there. It's become so unfashionable because it was just seen as very traditional and, not quite with it. So we weren't really, we probably hadn't found the things that we were actually interested in, and were very probably intimidated by the history of it all.
Yes, but this was a good leverage to explore and find out if you were going to be a lawyer or go into comedy.
Yeah, it was an extremely sort of fortunate and sort of privileged position to be in, that you could perform in a theatre and that some people would come because previously people had been good.
Yeah. You haven't asked, but I attended Ball State.
Yeah. That's good.
Majored in underage drinking.
That's very good.
I want to know, whenever you and I communicate, and forgive me, I've tried to stop emailing you because I know it seems like, why is he emailing me?
I welcome it. It's a
Thank you. This is the best thing that's come of this event. I always say hello to the kiddies. I've never met your wife, never met two girls.
Yes, two girls.
Tell me about you as a father, you as a husband, and specifically the two girls. What is that? Go ahead.
Well, they're great. So, they're a sort of unending delight. And
how old are they?
They are 15 and 12.
And the wife? No, I'm kidding about the wife.
She is older than the children.
I see.
Which I know in show business is becoming a rarity. Okay.
What are they interested in? Because I just have the one boy.
Okay.
And I always wished I had.
How does he find what you do? Is he interested in that?
Oh, good Lord, no.
Yes.
He's not interested. My son Harry is what happens when a wise ass has a kid.
Okay, and what does happen?
He stands on the sideline and says snarky things about me.
Okay.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
We were having dinner. It was the end of summer vacation. And it was the three of us at the table. And now I drink water and it goes down the wrong bit of plumbing. I don't know if this has happened to you. You may not be old enough for it, but perhaps it's happened to some of you. So what results is an endless, seemingly infinite coughing spree. So this goes on long enough, and nobody at the table is saying anything. And so finally, my son Harry says, "Dad." So I'm thinking, oh my God, here's the moment. Can I help you? Can I Heimlich you? Should we call 911? Can I get you a glass of water? So I'm waiting here's my son to save me. And I know that I'll be all right, but still in all, it was a moment.
Yes.
And he says, "Dad," and then he says, "If you don't stop doing that, I'm going to drop you."
I didn't know you were already in his arms.
But because I knew I wasn't dying, I just loved it.
Okay, well, that's good. Yes, my children are, I think they benignly tolerate me, but in a way, I'm as embarrassing as is evident. So they'd rather minimize my presence.
Do they have interest because your wife, an actress? Are you a multi-talented, multifaceted man of entertainment? Do they have any interest in these directions?
I think they are interested in it, but they're very cool about it all. They have no need in any of it. They sort of effortlessly can do things, and then, but if you go, would you like to sort of learn some, we could get lessons? They kind of do things in their own esteem, and they're a joy. And repeatedly point out how kind of weak and ineffectual I am.
Do they?
And they've inherited my wife's voice, which is very fortunate. So neither of them are nasal.
You have a lovely, very commanding precision of a voice.
Well, it's going through a filter.
And sports? Do the girls play sports?
There's some sport. Yeah, fortunately, again.
Is it soccer?
That's bypassed.
Or football? I'm sorry.
Not football. Netball. Netball.
Oh, netball.
Yes.
Now
netball.
That's one of those bastard sporting things that really should. It comes from prison. Their prisoners are bored, so they invent.
They learned it in prison. Yeah. That's the thing I should have said. They're both in prison.
did not know that.
So there have been some parenting failures.
And this brings to mind.
But they're good kids.
Well, please say hello to the kiddies.
Oh,
and to your wife. So she's always busy acting as well. You're busy writing, directing, writing books and acting yourself. I forget what I was going to say. Football.
Yes.
Is this true, your story of football and how it turned on you at a certain age in your life?
Oh, well, you know, I naturally I'm very weak. Well, I've become weak. I've decayed. But
Do you mind if I ask your age? Because
yes. But no, I'll say it. I'm 48.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah.
But one person's clapping. It's hard to know what the applause is for. Maybe just sitting? Maybe
Wants to be part of the fun.
Yeah, well done for holding a head up at that age. But I was quite keen on football until about the age of 9. But I joined a local football club. My mother was trying to, encourage me out of the house. And it was winter, and so it was played in a hangar.
Oh, indoors.
Indoor
Sure.
football with these large kind of fluorescent strips, and everyone played there. It was the first time I joined this club, and I kicked the ball. I skied it, and it hit the fluorescent lights, and the hangar blacked out, and I just left. I never came back.
You never came back.
Yeah, and so I left the profession at that point.
And they're worse for it. Well, Richard, this has been a true delight for me. And if you're interested, here this is in the United States. Will it be in the United States? Afterthoughts.
There are tariffs on it, but I think...
Whimsical musings, is that correct?
They're aphorisms. It's a book of wisdom, of just wise sayings that I've collected over the years from my own head.
Is there... It's darn nice of you to come all the way to be here. I've enjoyed this immensely. It's greatly satisfying, and I'm so happy to get to spend time with you. Is there anything you would like to say as we depart here?
I would like to thank you very much for inviting me, because clearly the festival did not want this. They wanted someone who you'd know and might enjoy, but David brought me out. And I'm really grateful to you for sitting here, and thank you so much for coming.
Richard Ayoade.
Thank you very much.
What do you think? Is this on?
Yeah, good.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Richard Ayoade, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.